Okay, I think we are actually live, oh, Malachi. Hello, Malachi. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, Mr. Rafael, I can hear you loud and clear.
We are live. We are
Yes, we are live. I think we're already 1 minute gone.
So if you are live, just
okay. So I
continue.
think we should keep the conversation going.
Yeah, good, good. You are live already,
Oh,
please.
Shay, I thought you wanted to run some adverts first. Okay, Malachi, I think we should keep the conversation going just in case.
Okay, all right,
So,
okay, that's
so
fair,
what?
sir. Hello, good evening. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, Mr. Raphael, I think I'm getting feedback from a few of my contacts.
Okay.
I don't know, but I think we should reach out to Mr. Shea. I think we can just start off the conversation while others jump on the call because most of them are telling me they're just not hearing anything, or they don't even understand what is happening on the background or so.
Yeah, I think
So
we should just discuss. Malachi, what do you think Microsoft has brought to the table with the purchase of OpenAI? I mean, you know how this all started. ChatGPT, Microsoft was
yes,
very fast. They because I'm sure that if Microsoft had not done that move, made that move, people like Google or even Facebook would have gone to
yes.
purchase a stake in ChatGPT, and which led to OpenAI. So, what do you think this means for us in Nigeria, especially the local people?
Okay, talking from a place of my core, which is data analysis. I feel the coming of ChatGPT, which is also OpenAI, is simplifying workflow, like automating a lot of processes, like trying to make workflow simplified in the sense that there were some things that typically prior to this time that you may not be able to do, that you can just do at the click of a few seconds, and then maybe you could use the whole idea of drag and drop and use it on the interface to make your workflow very easy and simplified. So I believe um, the coming of AI, the collaboration of Microsoft and OpenAI would do a lot of good for people in different sectors. All
Mm,
right, whether it's in what do you call it, data analytics, data engineering, data science, and the like. So yeah, for us, my core, like I said, in for us in data analytics,
mm.
it's making workflow very very simplified, and we're getting a lot of, like I said, insights from your data, getting real-time analytics from your data. So it's huge, and I feel it's a welcome development. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So, from my own perspective, as someone that's working in the software space, I think that okay, let's for example, let's look at the problems that we have in Nigeria. I want to narrow it down. One of the biggest problems we'll have is farming. Okay,
Yes.
farmers
Yes.
farmers in the rural north or even in the south, they do not have help. Okay, our farmers don't have help. Okay, so the help I'm referring to in this context will be agric extension help. Okay, so
Yes. Yes. Yes.
in the US you have like to every farmer, to every three farmer, you have like one agric extension officer assessing,
True.
being helping them in case they have issues. But here in Nigeria, you have like for every 5,000 farmers to one. So me, I feel
Yeah.
that with what Microsoft has done, one can easily just build an application okay, in the sense of build an application and also incorporate it into oh, add AI capabilities into
Yes.
his
Yes.
application. So where this would really affect farmers is that uh, if you would agree with me, a lot of people in our country own a smartphone.
Very
So
correct.
a farmer that can farm like about 100 bag of maize, 100 bag of beans will definitely own a smartphone. So if this is incorporated into if you incorporate open AI into such an application, the farmer can just go and take a picture of the disease he's seeing on the crop, and just send to an app, for example. He will get an instant solution to the problem.
Yes, that's very
So,
correct.
and there are so many of these kind of scenarios that that can we can use open AI to solve. Okay, I think Shay is back. Shay, welcome back.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and
Okay,
clear, sir.
sorry for that. Yeah, I had some internet issue here, and I like to thank Malachi and Raphael that stands. for me. And again, we welcome you all to the Grassroot event, where we want to look at some discussions, some presentation that was made online during build, and we are trying to look at the advantage, disadvantage, and how we can apply this open air. And as Raphael and Malaka have been discussing about the advantage of open AI, what we can get from it, what are the advantages we can pick from it. And that is the reason why we are here. We have a lot of panelists that are here that is going to do justice to that. But before we go ahead, we'd like to look at watch a video. The video will tell us some of the build presentation that actually showcase how we can actually tap into the advantage of OpenAI. The CVP of AI was talking about OpenAI in specific, the advantage, what we can get from it, and how we can leverage on the solution generally. And that's why we are bringing back home video. And after watching that video, we want every panelist to try to look at ways by which we can derive advantage locally, especially looking at the context of the northern side. How do we deploy this kind of solution across that? I will be bringing the guests one after the other. But before then, I would like to play a video. The video is actually a presentation that was rendered in Seattle, and that was this year built, and how we can tap into it, and what are the advantage we can get from it. I will play the video now. My internet is sufficient. If not, Raphael, you just go to the storage of the video. You can just see the error of AI. In case my internet here could not play it, just help me to play from the side. But I'll try it out now. So I have pinged the video, uploading it. It will come up shortly. I think my internet is still having that issue. Raphael, can you help me from your side? The video is in the once you click on the plus sign, the video storage. Just play it.
Sure. I can't see it. I'm not seeing it.
Error.
Colin, do
Error
you want
of
to try?
AI
I mean, it's not uploaded, Mr. Shade. The video is not uploaded. Malachi, do you want to try?
Uploaded it.
If you go.
I'll try it again. Okay, it's on now. Can you see? So we're gonna play the video right away. Then we are going to, afterward, we now bring all the panelists on the platform and try to discuss it. So sorry for the internet. It's starting up today. I'm still having an issue with the internet. Okay. While we look at that, we're going to play the video while we try to sort that. I'll try to introduce the guests. We have already Malachi and Raphael. Maybe they'll just introduce themselves. Then I'll bring in Colin, and I'll also bring one of the guests, Joshua. You just introduce yourself briefly, and you start off with the discussion while we wait for the video to upload and to run. So, Malachi, can you just introduce yourself? You can hear me.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here. My name is Malachi Kasochum David. I'm a data analyst. I work remotely with Cubicle in Dublin, Ireland. And then I also work as the team lead data analyst with Edutron Inc. Thank you very much.
Okay. Raphael. Can Raphael hear me? Raphael, can you hear me? Raphael, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Hello, Shay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, so I think my internet is breaking. If it's a fell, my name is Ra.
Can you just quickly introduce
Hello.
yourself? I can hear you.
Okay, so if it's to introduce myself, my name is Raphael Gabmomo. So my name is Raphael Gabmomo. I'm a cloud engineer. I have over 6-7 years of experience in this space, and I'm excited to be a part of this. Thank you.
Okay. So we have others that will introduce themselves. Collins, can you just enable yourself and come on stage? I think we have other people. Joshua can also enable themselves and come on stage. We have Tabitha also on stage, and we have uh, Nepoj. Yeah, you can also enable yourself and just be on stage. If you can just enable yourself, come on
Okay,
stage.
so how do I do that? How do I enable myself? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, Collins, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So I'm super delighted to join the call tonight. Um, my name is Collins Ajonia. I am a brand and marketing specialist. I run a digital marketing agency out of here in Abuja. And I'm super passionate about AI and all the possibilities that it is bringing to our new world. So I'm super to join this call.
Okay. Please, can we all hear me? I don't know. Mr. Shei has just gone off again. So I don't know if anybody is off stage. Please, can you just introduce yourself? I don't know. Tabitha, Joshua. I can't see from the back
They
end though,
need to
but
come.
then
They need to come
you
on
need to come
stage
up.
first.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Inyipoji, please, if you're here, you can introduce yourself, and then we'll get started. Yes. Okay.
Because I think we should just keep the conversation going. Okay, so first of all, we'll take it one by one. What is open AI? Does any one of us want to quickly go? What is open AI? What is ChatGPT? How did we get to where we are today? Then from there we can pick it up and see what it can do for us, or what it cannot do for us, how it adds to our ecosystem in Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, we are looking at how this is going to benefit us as Nigerians. Okay, and what are we going to do to make sure that more people get this knowledge, more people get enabled to get into this space. So I think those are the areas we should look at. So okay, we are a lot here. I think I've spoken. Who wants to go first? What is ChatGPT? What is OpenAI? Because there'll be a lot of people watching us that they might not have heard of these things before. So yeah, who wants to go? Collins, you want to go ahead?
All right. Once again, I'm glad to be here. So the concept of open AI has, been one that has really, really taken the world by storm. As a matter of fact, I tell people that AI has actually come mainstream. AI has actually come mainstream as a result of, open AI, because the concept of AI has been in existence, I think, since 1955. That's about 68 years ago. So you can imagine, as far back as then, conversations have been going on about AI. We've been hearing about AI, but it has always been this really this subject that nobody really understands or want to touch. So when you see things like AI, people just feel like, okay, this is, we're having conversations about robots, and all of that. But the beauty of it is AI is now mainstream, and OpenAI has literally made that possible. So we have the ability for businesses to actually plug in AI to improve their output. We have abilities where I'll tell a very interesting story. I was doing some research, I think last week, and some some rangers in South Africa, are currently using AI to combat poachers. So what are poachers? Poachers are some radical group of people that hunt down elephants. Literally, they hunt down elephants and take out their tusk, um, you know, brutally, to just sell these stocks and export this tusk. So I think Paul Allen put together this software called X Ranger. So that software basically aids these rangers in South Africa to be able to detect movement in the bushes and raise alarm for the rangers to actually intercept, or basically prevent these poachers from harming these animals. So that's just one of the use cases. Coming down to Nigeria, we can begin to think about how we can apply AI in reducing the insurgency, how we can apply AI using facial recognition to actually know people that are basically Nigerian indigents. We've had lots of cases where people from other countries come into Nigeria, cause serious havoc, and leave. So there are a lot of cases where AI could actually be applied. Um, OpenAI is basically making it easier and more approachable for the common man, and that's the beauty of this entire conversation.
Thank you very much,
So I'll just leave
Collins.
it there. not to take so much of
Yes,
the
yes,
time,
yes.
to just pass it on to maybe Malachi to probably just chip in a little about it.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Collins. Okay, so for me, I would always tilt it towards my own specialty. Now, I've been into trainings for a little while, and I know that typically when you're doing a data analytic project, from bringing in data into your tool to cleaning your data and then modeling your data and then writing DAX. Now, one of the things I noticed from a few years into trainings is that most people do not necessarily get comfortable when we get into DAX. And why is that? DAX is simply coding. But then, the beauty of it is that with the advent of open AI at the moment, which is transitioning into the co-pilot and things like that, now co-pilot can help you write DAX using generative AI. That's Codex, which is your natural language. So all you need to do is, in essence, write in English language, and then your co-pilot goes into your data model and brings out the code for you. You export that code, put it into your model, and then you run it. So it's much more simplified, right? It makes, like I would always say, it makes workflow very, very easy for people to do. So yes, the coming of AI is here, and the truth is, we've heard things around how people would say that AI would be taking away jobs eventually and all that. But then I beg to differ, because one of the things I would always say is AI will not take away your job. AI would simplify it. It's the man that knows how to leverage on AI that will take away your job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colin. So I think Shay said he's going to be playing the video soon. So we have 3 minutes. NKJ, do you want to add anything within these 3 minutes so that we can, yeah, NKJ,
Okay, good evening.
good
Yeah,
evening.
good evening.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we
Loud
can hear
and
you
clear.
loud and clear.
Okay, I'm Nipoji Kanijibarang, a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and I'm also a mechanical engineering student. So yeah, AI has really brought a lot of joy to my life, honestly, because as Malachi said, it has simplified a lot of things, and it's someone who can leverage on AI that would actually take the other person's job. Like I've had a lot of tasks that I have to maybe write on, and like my brain may not be thinking at that time, but I could like quickly just go to ChatGPT and then get an idea and build on it. So yeah, it gives you room to actually be more creative and then to also build on it. It says GPT is generative pre-trained transformer. So it was
Transformers.
already trained. So other people actually trained it. It's not all the information in the world that it has. It's not up to a human's capacity, but as a human, you can actually leverage on it to make your work easier. So I think like AI has made life very, very easy personally for me. I can juggle school and other things. And yeah, basically it's just amazing and I love the whole idea. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we have advantages, I'll hate to bust your bubble that there are a lot of disadvantages with this. Okay, so I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys have heard of this term before. Oops, the word just flew off from my head. But the singularity, yes, singularity. Singularity is that point where human beings become fully one with the machine. Okay, so there is this timeline that the people that are really, really driving this have given 2030, that in 2030 there is a particular guy. You can check him on Google. His name fell off my head too, but he's the current director of engineering for Google. His life work is on AI, AI how to make AI part of human being. That's his life work. He's currently the director of engineering in Google. So there are people that are really pushing this narrative that they want you and I in 2030 or a little bit beyond that to have machine in your body, and it really unites with your bloodstream. So even though it has a lot of benefits, I like to tell you that there's danger ahead. So before to wrap up this, uh, if you remember a few months back, Elon Musk was saying there needs to be a regulation on AI. Currently in the United Nations, there is this move. They are trying to build a regulation on it too, so that we do not go beyond what we are supposed to go. Thank you very much, Shay. I'd like to. Oh, Shay is not even here. Oops. Okay, so Shay said he was going to play the video at yeah. So okay, let the conversation continue. So me, I feel that even though that it has a lot of benefit for us, there might be dangers ahead, because at the end of the day, some of these companies are all about profit. Okay. If you look at there's this other thing that Elon Musk is doing. The name flew off my head. I don't know why. There's this Neuralink. Yes, Neuralink. A Neuralink is as small as a chip. Okay, and you put it in your. I think that in the next 20 years, okay, if they go the way they are going, people might not even need to go to school anymore. So there will be the whole this new world other thing that they are saying, everything will then there will need to be a rethink about the way we are all doing things, because it would be unfair for me and you to have we're going to university, for example, and we have about 500 students in that same university
Yeah.
with chips in their head. They can connect to the internet and they know everything, and we are using now. So with time, with time, everything would turn nasty if regulation is not placed on this. So okay, that is that. So I'd like to pass the baton again to Collins. Collins, how do you think even though we say that there are negative aspects, okay, it's good for us to jump on it, to know, because the truth about it is, if you know that a gun is going to kill you and you do not know everything about that gun, it's still bad for you, because you will have people to come and oppress you. That was why colonial masters came and they were giving our people, ancestors, mirrors. You understand what I'm saying? So even though it's dangerous, we still need to get on this. How do you think we can take our people from the young age through university on how to get this knowledge about AI?
All right. Thank
Collins.
you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Raphael. Personally, I feel like this is another opportunity for we as Africans to really, really be on the front role, you know, for this new technology. And the truth is, AI is buzzing right now, but in a few years' time, it won't be buzzing again. It's just like in 1990, I think 1999, when the internet was a big deal. I mean, if you talk to somebody about the internet now,
Yeah.
it doesn't even sound like a big deal anymore. So I believe that's the same way that AI is going to become, a normal thing, and is going to create huge opportunities, lots and lots of opportunities. The same way that the internet has made millionaires and billionaires, I believe that AI and machine learning, even now that it has become mainstream, is going to create a huge opportunity for a lot of people. And it's very important that we as Africans, we actually begin to create niche ideas that are centered around the challenges we face in Africa. It doesn't make sense that we're always in quotes late to the party, in some of these technologies, and we have most of the brightest people on earth, on earth entirely. So I think these conversations need to begin to happen around schools, universities, because the only place I see these things happening now is in maybe summer schools, summer classes. It's still like a niche idea where children are being exposed to coding and the likes. But now that AI is mainstream. I believe if there's a bit of adaptation, in tertiary institutions, bringing them closer to the technology, making them see that this thing is not too far, it's not too ambiguous, it's something that could easily be adopted, we'll begin to see uh, plethora of ideas, plethora of innovation, begin to be born. When people adopt, people accept, people
Yeah.
understand, it creates this opportunity to be innovative. So, and speaking about the downside of AI, um, I believe, I believe, I believe the regulations will help. And just like the internet, when the internet boom started, there were a lot of it had a lot of backlash. A lot of people felt like it was going to bring doom, and all of that. Um, I believe that the goal of AI is simply to make life easier, make processes more efficient. However, just like a matchstick, AI is a tool, right? And just like a matchstick that you could use to cook your food, you could also use it to burn down a house, right? So it depends on whose hand the tool is in at the end of the day. Because I've seen cases where hackers have used hackers have actually cloned people's voices and literally stolen from their family members. So imagine a scenario where you get a call from an AI pretending to say that your family member, maybe your son or your daughter, has been kidnapped and you have to send this amount of money. Otherwise, they're going to be killed. There have been several reports of cases like this where people have paid $10,000, people have paid $5,000, and then they get to call the school after making the payment, and their words are still in school. So there's a lot of ways that this thing could go wrong, but I'm putting my trust in these big companies that have actually aided to make this come mainstream, to actually regulate it to a level where it is not abused. So that's my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Colin. So, like you mentioned, we use the abuse of AI. I remember during the campaigns for election. Okay, a very popular Twitter guy. I think his name is oh, I've forgotten his name. A very popular Reno Mockery. Yeah, Reno Mockery was like posting these doctored videos, and I had to tag him. I told him, this thing I can go to open AI in Azure and do this thing within 10 minutes. I just need a
True.
sample of your voice. Why are you painting Peter Obi that Peter Obi said, I can do this thing? Or if you want me to prove it to you, send me your voice sample. I'll do something that would, you will see that this thing you are pushing around is fake. So uh, AI can really do magic. Okay, then lastly, there was this person that I mentioned earlier that is championing singularity, and the guy is his life work, his life ambition. I was pulled into Google because of that. His name is Ray Kurzweil. So if you want to check him out, you can check him out. Ray Kurzweil. You can watch some of his video. That guy's life work is to make you and I, at the end of the day, turn to machine. Okay, so I want to push.
So I think Mr. Shea is ready for the video. Um,
Yes. Sorry for the the internet wala and every other thing. So I am back now. I'll shoot the video and we'll just take another 10 minutes to discuss it. Then we'll close for today. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. Yeah.
all right.
Please welcome Chief Technology Officer and Executive Vice President of AI, Kevin Scott.
So that was an amazing video, and thank you, Satya, for sharing it. It really is inspiring to see this technology getting diffused so quickly and having a real positive impact across the globe, not just in the the urban innovation centers here in the United States and in the capitals of the industrialized world. So I'm so excited and happy to be with you all here today in person at Build after a 4-year hiatus. And I guess it goes without saying that a lot has changed in the world of technology over these past 4 years. One of the biggest changes, and it's the theme of this conference, is what has happened in the world of AI just even in the past year, and what that means for you all as developers. I wrote my first program as a developer in the early 80s when I was 11 years old, I think. And I remember what a thrilling moment that was, like being able to do something for the first time that I didn't even realize was possible. And I've been chasing that feeling my entire career, like trying to find those moments where something impossible became possible, and then as a developer, figuring out how I could participate in that change. And the thing that I can say that is like the most exciting thing in the world to me, maybe the most exciting time that I've experienced in my career, is what that power of AI is doing right now to help all of us have that moment, that ability to take something in our hands, to
can anyone hear
what was
me?
possible, what was impossible and becoming
Yes, Mr.
possible
Alfred, I can
now,
hear you loud
and then
clear.
going and doing something great with it. So I'm going to spend my next half
Yeah, I think
hour or so chatting
the conversations
with you all
we were
about
having were
some of
we
those
were talking about
technological themes that
AI
are
and
driving
advantages.
all
So
of this
I
great
think
progress
we
in AI
well
that we're
talked,
seeing.
and before I left, I
So
was saying,
we're going to start with
already
maybe the
video.
obvious thing.
okay,
So
okay, playing video. Okay,
there's
good.
an
Yeah.
incredible amount of attention being paid right now to what's happening with the rapid progress with these AI models, these foundation models that we're calling them now, and in particular, like the rapid pace of innovation that's being driven by OpenAI in their partnership with Microsoft. We really are setting the pace of innovation in the field of AI right now, and I think even for us, it's been surprising to see how much of the zeitgeist is being captured by things like ChatGPT and applications that people are building on top of these large foundation models. The reason that this partnership between OpenAI and Microsoft has been so successful is that we really do have an end-to-end platform for building AI applications. We built the world's most powerful supercomputers. We have the world's most capable foundation models, either hosted that we built ourselves and make available to you all via API, or open source, which run great on Azure. We also have the world's best AI developer infrastructure. So whether that is using these super powerful computers to train your models from scratch, or to build these applications that we're going to be talking about at Build this year on top of that infrastructure, like we have that end-to-end platform. And you're going to hear a ton about it today and tomorrow. Scott's keynote is right after mine. Like he's going to dive into detail on a bunch of this stuff, and then the breakout sessions are going to be amazing and like equip you all with the information that you need to go do some pretty awesome stuff. So, this end-to-end platform starts with Azure. We really believe that Azure is the cloud for AI. And it's not just the amazing, technically complicated and brilliant work that our partners OpenAI have done on top of all of this infrastructure, but it's things that the teams at Microsoft are doing to build our Copilot applications and our own advanced AI models. And it's also the things that our partners, some of you here in this room, are building on top of Azure, making Azure this amazing platform for doing the most ambitious flavors of AI in the world. But it's not just Azure. Windows, we believe, is the best client for AI development. And you're going to see a bunch of that today, and Panos is going to dive into it pretty deeply tomorrow. So Satya showed the Windows Copilot, which is going to be an amazing part of your productivity story. Like GitHub Copilot works great on Windows, but increasingly what you're going to see is the ability to run these powerful AI models on your Windows PC so that you can develop these true hybrid AI applications that span the edge all the way to the cloud. And it's just a really, really exciting thing. But what I'm going to spend most of my talk discussing with you all is this idea of the Copilot. Satya's already referenced a whole bunch of the co-pilots we've launched, like as he said, it's almost as if we woke up on January the 1st and decided to do a whole bunch of press releases, but it's really been years of work where we have built a platform for building co-pilots that has enabled us to do these amazing releases that we've been doing, and we are sharing with you all today some of those patterns that have helped us build co-pilots and showing you and opening up our platform so that you can build co-pilots of your own. And so just to start with, like a co-pilot, simply said, is an application that uses modern AI that has a conversational interface that assists you with cognitive tasks. And we're going to talk a lot about what that means later. We believe that it must be an open ecosystem. So like one of the most important things that we believe is, even though like there are a whole bunch of co-pilots that Microsoft has built, that maybe the most interesting co-pilots that get built are by you all, using these powerful tools that you have, both on Azure, on Windows, and in the open source community. So, as we start talking about this, I would love to bring to stage Greg Brockman, the president and co-founder of OpenAI, to talk about his experiences building GPT-4, like this powerful model that's powering a bunch of these co-pilots, and about ChatGPT, which maybe is the most interesting co-pilot in the world right now.
But that we're still productionizing. And I think that it'll just kind of change how these systems work and how they feel and kind of the kinds of applications that can be built on top of them. So I'm really excited to, if you also look back at kind of the history, that over the past couple of years, I think we did like a 70% price reduction 2 years ago. That basically this past year we did a 90% cost reduction, like a 10x cost drop. Like that's crazy, right?
Crazy.
And I think we're going to be able to do the same thing repeatedly with new models. And so GPT-4 right now, it's expensive. It's not fully available, but that's one of the things that I think will change.
Yeah, and I think that is, a thing that I would want to leave everyone here in the room with is that, and it's what we say to all of the developers inside of Microsoft building on top of these things. Like what's expensive today won't be tomorrow because the progress there is so fantastic. So I think we've got time to squeeze one last thing in. So you've already dispensed a bunch of like really great advice for developers here in the room, but like maybe one more thing that you would leave the audience with.
I think that in this field, the technology is clearly getting better and better. But the thing that I think every developer can do that is hard for us and even Microsoft at Microsoft scale to do is to really go into specific domains and figure out how to make this technology work there. So I really love companies that are in the legal domain and really getting expertise and talking to lots of lawyers and understanding what their pain points are with this technology. And so I think that there's a huge amount of value to be added by the efforts of everyone.
I think that's awesome. Like you heard it from Greg. You all are the ones who are going to make AI great. So thank you so much, Greg, for being with us here today. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you very much.
मैं एक किसान हूँ अपने ही गांव में हमारी ज़मीन है 2 एकड़ उसमें ही हम खेती उगाते हैं रबी की और खरीफ की दोनों फसलें उगाते हैं जिसमें गेहूँ है ज्वार है बाजरा है तिल्ली है सरसों है बट यहाँ मेवात में अंदर बहुत से गांवों में न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पहुँच पाते हैं ये सरकारी स्कीमें पहुँचती हैं लेकिन ग्रामीण इलाकों में लोग योजनाओं की स्कीम पहुँच भी नहीं पाती है
These are all communities living in media dark areas, which means that penetration of traditional media like television and radio is very sparse. There's also literacy challenges, so things like newspapers have a very low access in these areas.
In India, we have 22 constitutionally recognized languages, but apart from that, we have more than 100, almost 120 languages. Being able to provide justice to each and every citizen in their own language, it's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity.
Jugalbandi is a chatbot that we built to solve 2 problems. One is this linguistic divide and the technological divide. We collected millions of parallel sentences for machine translation. We collected thousands of hours of data for speech recognition. And then we built state-of-the-art models on top of it using Parsini speech recognition models and Azure's OpenAI. So these capabilities allows us to understand language, transcribe it, translate it, and also synthesize it back in the form of speech.
चाचा यू जुगलबंदी है यहाँ पे हम लिख के भी और बोल के भी कुछ भी जो हमें स्कीम चाहिए सरकारी योजना है उनके बारे में जानकारी ले सका।
मैं किसान हूँ मुझे सरकारी योजना मेरा नाम जुगलबंदी है। मैं एक असिस्टेंट हूँ जो आपकी सरकारी योजना के बारे में जानने में और उसके लिए एनरोल करने में आपकी मदद करूँगी।
तो वहाँ से हमें लिखित में भी और ऑडियो में भी दोनों तरीके से जवाब आया, और किस किस डॉक्यूमेंट्स की ज़रूरत पड़ती है और किस किस फॉर्म की ज़रूरत पड़ती है।
The Ministry of Electronics and IT in the country has been working on this for the last 5 years now. And when ChatGPT was launched, that was really the catalyst for us being able to bring these pieces together. We've been able to categorize the diversity of India as an innovation opportunity. And if you're able to do that successfully, you're able to do it for the world.
Yeah, Raphael, that is a story from India and all the others in the panel. So I leave the stage for Raphael to coordinate this. How do we impact in northern Nigeria? Looking at what happened in India, is it possible for us to apply the same knowledge that we have with OpenAI and improve a lot in India, or what do you guys feel? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so the stage is open. You guys can just discuss on while I monitor if there's any question from the audience to add to this. I'll also drop the video
Okay,
from Build and on the video we just showcased there, the two video. I'll drop it on the chat for any other person that want to watch it on their own. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Good evening once again. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, about the adoption in northern Nigeria, I think personally one of the things that is core is in the area of enlightenment and adoption, because yes, I think we need to, if at all we want this technology or this tool to be embraced, right? I think we need to also look at um, reevaluating probably maybe our curriculum to build it around making people get to adopt some of these what do you call it now, tools at a very early age. I remember during my service year, I was privileged to teach geography then, and then I saw that towards the end of that particular text, I was going through the index of that textbook, and then I saw that currently in secondary school curriculum they're introducing GIS, that's Geographic Information Systems, and then artificial intelligence. And I was glad. I was really excited just seeing that. It shows that to a very large extent there's been a level of adoption, even from the government, to have been able to infuse that in the curriculum of secondary school students. So yes, it's very possible. But then I feel there needs to be collaboration from local players, collaboration from partner organizations, collaborations from government agencies too, and then we'll go do a lot of enlightenment campaign and then ensure that adoption is fully embraced. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Malachi, for that insight. He's looking at getting it down from the grassroots, especially from where education starts. That can also give us a bridge to the adoption in Northern Nigeria. So I bring Collins on. What do you have watched the video, and that's an highlight from the AI manager for Microsoft, and this is the vision of Microsoft in terms of what they want to do to elevate the software, and the practical explanation is or practical implementation is what we saw in India. They were able to adopt a display of using variety of language, bringing home this language to innovation of the agri products. That means through WhatsApp, which we all know we are used to in Nigeria now. Once you have an Android phone, you'll be able to communicate. How do we adopt that so that every language, every translation will be done to allow grassroots to be able to improve innovation in agric, in education, just as Malachi said, or any other field that you feel that we can look at. Yeah. All right, Colin.
All right, thank you very much. Like we said in when we started this conversation, AI has brought a lot of opportunities, especially with the fact that, and it's very important that we don't take the back seat in Africa. But one thing I think is very critical is we need to, because it's very possible, or it's very common, among techies to be so infused, in their community. So one thing I think is very important is we need to start having interactions, outside our communities, right? And this would really help us understand, the core problems that we could begin to try to solve with AI, right? So interacting, with some of these farmers, for instance, like what are the core problems that are hampering your productivity, your yield, right? What are the core problems that are hampering, for instance, in Jos, we're commonly known for our tomato production, right? Optimize um, your yield at the end of the year with AI, right? Being able to detect certain diseases beforehand using predictive AI to know that, okay, at this particular time of the month, it is highly likely that this disease is going to come or is going to spread, among your yield. So I think we need to go back to the drawing board in various industries, whether it's agriculture, whether it's real estate, whether it's in business. We need to go back to the drawing board and begin to have these conversations. And one of the ways I think we can do that is by having open meetups like this, open meetups where we invite various stakeholders to just show them the possibilities of AI and how, other people in other continents or other countries are actually using it. Basically, bring it down to their level. Like I said, AI is mainstream now. So if we're able to have a number of case studies and have niche meetups, so we can have meetups that are centered on agriculture, bring in some farmers, just have these conversations one on one with them, talk about the problems, the challenges they are facing. I believe that would go a very long way in helping us create niche solutions that are tailored to the problems we face here in Nigeria. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you, Collins. And that is a very important aspect of the direction. One, having open conversation. Two, being able to organize stakeholders. Now, and that kind of stakeholder is having workshop through the community and trying to showcase what this can do. Because one thing we see in all this community outside the country, especially if you look at the Chinese government, Chinese implementation of technology has gone just like Malachi said. They brought it to the grassroots. They are able to inculcate into the educational system. They are able to bring it up to the point that even in most of our secondary school, what do we discuss? In China, they are discussing how to use AI, how to build robotic, how to make agriculture fine. I watched a video recently in Israel where you can actually, all this our husbandry was modified and innovated. Now, in the next few years, we'll be shocked that we might not be having all this Fulani S-man that we are fighting about primitively, because everything is being built by AI system, and they grow those cow product within few minutes. You have it already um, beaten down, cut to sizes, and it's already flowing to their machines. And this is where we are, and we must do something. And as Colin said, an open discussion to the Northern Channel, having such conversation like this, bringing experts, bringing stakeholders to come and see this and be able to ensure that we'll pilot. So, Raphael, we know we are taking, our time has gone beyond because of the network challenges. We're going to wrap soon. I want to apologize to everyone that have been having network issues, that have not been able to join and the likes. We hopeful that this video will be on YouTube. You can go back and watch it. But Raphael, what do you think about the video? This was implemented in India. India is just like every African country. Do you think you can implement such thing in the northern side? And what strategy do you use? Yeah.
Of course. Like I was discussing with Malachi earlier in this event, I feel that not that I feel, I know, because I contacted an agency and I got a database, the figures of how many people are using Android phone in the country. A lot of people are using Android phones in the country. So typically, whether you like it or not, every household, no matter how poor, there's someone in the house that has an Android phone. So it's actually very possible to because a lot of these problems, okay, we are having is because people are not getting enough education, and you don't actually need to speak English to get educated. So
That's
so long
it.
as
That's
open
it.
AI is there, it can translate. Something can be translated to that particular locality of that Nigerian. It's possible. I feel that it's possible. Whatever was achieved in that video can be achieved even at a greater height. For me, I feel that our greatest problems in this country start with education. So even if they don't go to school, okay, there's a phone in the house. There should be programs that would help people know what is happening. If you are a tailor, okay, if you are a tailor, we can use OpenAI to do something for you that you can get better at your skill. If you're a farmer, like I mentioned earlier, there can be an agric extension app that will make you get help. Oh, assuming that you see a disease on your crop, you can take the picture and send to an app. It will translate what that disease is for you in your own local language, and it will bring you help how to solve that problem. So OpenAI can make this happen. Maybe you are seeing something in the river and you don't understand it. You can use an app to take the picture. It will tell you in your own local language what that thing is, and you will not go and drink that water and go and get river blindness, because you know that there's a place in the north, their water, they said that they don't live older than, I think, 40, and 80% of them are blind because of their practices. So I feel that with OpenAI, all these little problems that we're having can be solved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raphael. And that is very, very, very possible. We can have this. I quickly, in the next few minutes before we round up, I want to bring in each of you to just give us shortly. One thing I heard Raphael mention is that education. You know, we have been one thing about our mindset in this part of the world is that we streamline our achievement through educational system. You go through the master degree, you get doctorate degree, and we know most of the technology being rolled out for us in this part of the world has been something that has been in the past. It's new innovation. We can only find them in private university now, and some other universities that are very, very exposed, like Unilag, some other UniJOS, I think, and some other universities that are constantly getting innovation from external bodies. But some are still rolling out the same curriculum every year. So going to PhD, you are doing the same thing without innovation. Now, is education really important in this era? Because we can see that irrespective of your language, your level, technology can transport and transfer the technology to the simplest bearable point by which you can understand it. That means someone that is constantly using a crude way to make farm can improve if you know there is a crop you can get from the local government that can bring forth more yield than using this conservative way. So how do we tie in changing the concept of education and bringing technology to the barest minimum in the era of AI?
Okay, yeah. So for me, basically, I would. First question is education still important? Yes, for me personally, I think yes, because I want to look at it from the angle of even if we're to look at this from, let's say, like Mr. Raphael said, if we have an app that translates things in our local dialect, I think you still need to be somewhat educated to be able to still read your local dialect and understand and be able to comprehend what was translated to you. Yes, so I feel yes, education is still very important. But then I think the problem is in this part of the world is over dependence. Let me put it that way on just education alone. When I talk about education, I'm talking about people going to the four walls of a university, like we rightly said, and then coming out. So we're saying beyond education, be able to still balance this with in-demand skills and trends that is in vogue now, right? I did geography, but then currently I've tilted not necessarily away, but then I'm just saying for some of us it's not what really we studied in school that we're practicing at the moment and things like that. So yes, Alvin Toffler said something. He said, and the 21st century illiterate is not a man that cannot read and write, but the 21st century illiterate is the man that cannot learn, relearn, and unlearn. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. In the next 3 minutes, we'll be going offset. Just Collins. Now, how do we bring? Because we know that from statistics, majority of I don't know whether it's correct. The in terms of education and the number of educated people, we find we have more number of people that are uneducated in the northern side of Nigeria. Now, technology is bringing us to a point that education really is not really the guarantee, but you can actually still achieve more things without going to the formal. If you have informal knowledge of technology, skilling, and the rest, you can still achieve it. So, what do you feel? How do we bring this home? Are you muted?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's no news that the majority of uneducated people are actually in the north. Um, and the truth is, it has been this way for a very long time. So it's going to actually take a lot of work, intentional work, to actually begin to change the narrative. Thankfully, the fact that the North has the mass majority of uneducated people, um, gladly the reception to new tech is the receptiveness to new tech is really really high. So the basic thing that is lacking in the North is exposure. And I believe that when people begin to get exposed to some of these things, the adoption is going to be like wildfire, basically. So, what we just need to do is create this exposure, bring people to demystify this knowledge in a way that it's able to be consumed and understood in the North. So there's a lot of intentionality that needs to go into this work, and it's going to take some time. However, we thank God because with the new technology, for instance, the whole conversations around the metaverse was still going to take at least the next 10 years for it to fully mature and fully form, right? But with AI, the concept of the metaverse is going to take at least 3 years now because with just typing basic prompts, you're able to create entire environments as detailed as you want it, basically. So with technology and many players really coming on board to ensure that we take this exposure, we take this information to areas where it's not so, the conversation is not so common. I believe that would really begin to encourage people to come on the board with tech. And the truth is, formal knowledge, like Malachi said, is still very, very, very critical. It's still very, very important. But the truth is, a lot of people are beginning to hear things like school is scam, because you still see a lot of people in you see people that graduate with first class, working in places where you'll be shocked to even know. But just learning a skill in 2 months, in 3 months, you're already earning 3 times, 4 times what you could actually be earning, on a white collar job. So me, I'm a digital evangelist. I like to preach the conversations about skilling and acquiring digital skills. Back then the conversations was more around having a handwork, right? So they talk about learn how to sew, they talk about learn how to, having a handwork.
Yeah.
Now the conversation has changed now to having a digital skill, at least one digital skill in your portfolio. So I'm just going to leave that there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are running out of time, and we want to apologize to all our viewers that we couldn't come online because of challenge with internet. However, the short dose we have from these panelists is something to take home with. Now, Raphael said it's all possible for us to change the course and the detail of the northern Nigeria if we can apply and expose ourselves. As Colin said, expose yourself. And Malachi said, learn, relearn, and don't. Education is still important, but don't leave it at that. Keep learning, keep relearning, and we have a question here. In view of high illiteracy rate in Nigeria, what options are available to assist the local illiterate man and woman towards adopting OpenAI in enhancing their farming activity? Now, this is from Olawoye Moses. Is sent in that question. Now, illiteracy is high, so I know we are off time. We have just 2 minutes. I give that to Raphael. Raphael, just in closing, how do we tackle local illiteracy, whether towards a man or woman? Oh, Raphael have dropped. And how do we tackle it and enhance adoption? Maybe any of you can just take it, whether it's Collins, whether it's Malachi. Can we just have both of you looking at this and saying for the last few minutes, we have illiteracy. One, we have the local illiterate man. How do we make them to be more adoptive in terms of farming too? Any solution in mind? That's what Moses is asking.
All right. So,
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
that's fine.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I think it boils down to, for me, I think it boils down to virtually everything we'll be saying from the beginning of this conversation to about this time. How that first things first, we need to go back to the core, which is education, right? Try to bring in. Yeah, we're not denying the fact that as it is now, we're saying the North has this high percentage of illiteracy and all that. Yes, but then what is the way forward, right? So we're still saying, okay, adoption, enlightenment, and whatnot. So yeah, it still goes back to everything we've been saying. Yes, open AI is here to stay. Not just even the fact is it is here to stay with us. So the sooner we adopt, the better for us, and it makes our lives seamless and much more profitable, right? So it still goes back to most of the conversations we've been having. I think that's what I'll just say basically. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Collins.
All right. Personally, I feel the way we can actually begin to combat this is by introducing it subtly to tools that they are already familiar with. So, like the video we watched, I think I saw that solution being deployed on WhatsApp, if I'm
On WhatsApp,
correct.
yes.
So these are tools that these people are already familiar with. They have conversations on these tools. So rather than taking them completely out of the tools they're already used to, how about introducing it as an add-on to the tools they're already used to, right? That would make it easier. That would make it a
In
lot
outside
easier. I
language,
have personally taken,
Yeah,
is
I've
it in
yeah,
actually
yeah.
outside
taken a
language?
course
Yeah.
that was completely text, right, on Telegram, and it was basic prompts, like you type A, you get the other feedback, you
Yeah.
type it, ask you a question, you get another feedback. It was literally a chat bot, right? And it was very interactive, it was very fun, it was highly valuable, right? So we can begin to think about building solutions that these people already use and are already familiar with. That way it is second nature to them, basically. So I'm just going to stop there. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We have we had a lot to tell, but we have a short time to go. And coupled with the network issue, I appreciate you all and every other person that joined but have to drop because of challenge of internet. We say thank you. And when next will come your way, the Grassroot Innovation Grassroot. We'll be working also closely with the Northern community, and we want to see how, as you said, we learn and learn, open conversation, creating avenue for people to know this technology, and we know this community will do more and we achieve more. So thank you, everyone. I think Olawi, I just add a clap for you guys for your answer, and that's great that we're able to meet to that. And this is the question. So we'll see you next time when we come your way. Bye bye, and have a blessed
All right.
day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening then.
All right, goodbye. Thank you.
Welcome to the Pride of Symbols, a people driven by the passion for excellence and the courage to take on big challenges and see them through. With integrity of mind and systems, our words, structures, and processes are always dependable. We are proud of who we are, what we do, and what we stand for. Firm is our commitment to the vision to build a globally recognized distribution company and to become a key driver of trade revolution across Africa. We have been empowered to make products and services accessible, affordable, and usable across Africa by building an efficient distribution network, and to remain the market benchmark for dynamism, efficiency, and competitiveness. We are rulers. We provide order. With confidence, enthusiasm, and wit we speak. The vulnerable and voiceless we empower. This is me. This is TD Africa. We rule. We conquer. We are Simba.
For over 7 years, Macintosh Consulting has been empowering individuals, organizations, and government parastatals in information technology, business management, leadership development, and finance. Through our end-to-end training services, we help our clients achieve notable landmarks with our long-standing valued affiliate relationships with Microsoft, EC Council, CompTIA, PECB, Cisco, and AWS. Macintosh Consulting offers training and certifications in diverse areas like Network Plus, cybersecurity, cloud computing, project management, Agile Scrum, soft skills, amongst many others, with guaranteed to run classes, virtual classes, on-site classes, online classes, and customized classes. Macintosh Consulting enhances career development, promotes relevance, and ensures quality delivery. Macintosh Consulting is located in Nigeria, Kenya, and United Kingdom. Visit www.macintosh.com or call 090-381-38550 or 081-409-84158. You can also visit us at 24 Bama Chili Street off Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos.
You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Ashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearsonville, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Ashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Ashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@ashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investments by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms learning. You can call 0704-636-7151 or call 0704-576-9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikunle Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
Yomi Alarape, and I would like to tell you a bit about Rugby Business Solutions and Technologies. Rugby Business Solutions and Technologies has a vision to make the world a better place through technology, and that's what we live in and out as our culture. We start from Nigeria here. We have a crop of professionals who ensures that quality is ingrained in every service we offer. Definitely using IT technology to solve human problem and making life of everyone better. We do this across different verticals: healthcare, medical, oil and gas. I wait. It is time for you to transform your business, get the required insight, and take your business to the next level. You can give it a try by visiting our website at www.rugbysolutions.com/BSM.